The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. That's why we're America's most loved auto brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
2021 American Customer Satisfaction Index ACSI survey of customers rating the performance of their own automobiles.
You need to keep your vehicle in good working order, but car and truck repairs can be very costly. Bears Repair in Martinsburg performs all kinds of auto repairs at prices most often well below their competition. Bears Repair offers tune-ups, oil change and lubrication, small and large engine and transmission repair, wheel balancing, front-end alignment, exhaust system replacement, air conditioning checks, auto inspections, and new tires. Stop by for a free estimate at Bears Repair, 904 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. Phone 262-0208. Bears Repair.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning, or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
The following sports broadcast is a special presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. It's time for the excitement of West Virginia high school basketball. Today's high school basketball broadcast is being brought to you by
the Berkeley County Health Department, Bechtel Jewelers, Brown's Funeral Homes and Cremations, Hagerstown Ford, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, Gary Kelly Allstate Insurance, CMA Honda, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Orsini's Home Store, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Smallwood and Small Insurance, and WVU Medicine, Berkeley Medical Center, and Jefferson Medical Center.
And now, let's go courtside and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team with today's pregame show.
Welcome to the Cardinal Coliseum. It's West Virginia High School girls basketball action. The regional championship, Washington Patriots taking on the Spring Mills Cardinals. Welcome in to the Johnny's Express tip-off show brought to you by Johnny's Express. Johnny's has all your game day food and drink needs, and if you need a way to serve it all up, they've got you covered. That's Johnny's Express, located at 1456 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. Colin McLaughlin here alongside me. My partner for tonight is Jim Klein. Our cameramen this evening are John Alderton and our intern Avery Newport. Executive producer tonight is Spencer Dupuy, and back at the studio is Nick Verzolini. Great game tonight on hand in about half an hour. Washington comes in 16-6 overall. They finished the regular season 15-5 overall, 2-2 in sectional play. And Spring Mills having a great season as well for them. They're 14-8 overall. They finished the regular season 13-8, 4-0 in the section. First time ever for Spring Mills getting a sectional championship. Jim, what do you expect tonight between these two very young teams?
Washington got here early, all business in the pregame. I'm telling you what, we were having a little off-air conversation about how they look like throwback. Very stern drills, great job by Washington, very focused. Spring Mills, on the other hand, wearing their pajama bottoms. Out there was Corinne Etzel throwing up some half-court shots with Dandridge. This is a loose team, a very loose team, primarily starting freshman, sophomore with one senior, Ashley Domer. Domer's going to have a good game today. This should be a very good contest.
Let's look now at the visiting Lady Patriots of Washington. They're coached by Jason Smith. He's in his second year as the coach for the Lady Patriots. Led them now to the team's first winning season since 2012-2013. They won the sectional semifinal as the 2 seed, defeating Musselman 51-28 last Tuesday. And then last Thursday in the sectional final, they lost to Jefferson 58-43. This is their first ever regional finals appearance in school history, and a win today, obviously that means it'd be the first time that they would make states there in Charleston. As for Spring Mills, they're coached by George Gosk, who's in his 7th year as the coach. The sectional semifinal, after getting the bye as the 1 seed, they beat Hedgesville 67-32 to become the sectional champions for the first time in program history. They've made it to states 3 times. First one was 2016-2017. Then after that, 2017 and 2018. The most recent was that 2019-2020 state tournament, but kind of hard to really count that one because obviously that's the year COVID shut everything down. So this would be the 4th appearance, but only 3rd time playing there at States, Jim.
Yeah, it's very disappointing. And the thing is that with Domer being the only senior in the starting lineup, she's not going to be able to the team's not really going to be able to use that for motivation. Washington, on the other hand, with a senior-laden starting lineup, 4 seniors led by the freshman Mary Rivera, this has got to be a competitive contest. And you would think on paper, when you look at Washington and the way that they match up, Washington could have a shot to pull off this win tonight.
Let's now look here. As you just said, Washington might have a shot. They have played both times. Get back to looking at these 2. Spring Mills has won the last 9 meetings. January 24th, it was a 60-51 win over Washington. In the most recent one on February 1st, Spring Mills won 41-23.
Yeah, noon to 1 p.m. every day. Sports Mix gives a lot of information about what's going on, the schedule, who's going to play, background information, good conversations today about Washington, about history, and why they might match up very good today. If you're not listening to the Sports Mix on WRNR and TV 10, lunchtime, Monday through Friday, 12 noon to 1 p.m., definitely something you should check out.
Alrighty, 25 minutes to go now, and we'll take our first 2-minute commercial break. When we come back, we'll look at your Region 2 playoffs and other regional games that are going on. Again, a 2-minute break. This is West Virginia High School girls basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Whether you're heading to a high school, college, or professional football game, Johnny's has all your tailgating go-tos. Delicious wings, meatballs, shrimp, burgers, and dogs. Plus, Johnny's has everything you need to serve it all up. Party trays, utensils, plates, cups, and more. Stop by either of our 2 great locations, 1456 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg and Route 11 South in Chambersburg.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com.
Laura, Hey, Laura, what's with the sunglasses? Ouch!
The word is spreading. Bechtel Jewelers is home to some dangerously brilliant diamonds.
See the difference at Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood. Sunglasses not included.
Welcome back here to the Cardinal Coliseum. We're at Spring Mills High School for tonight's West Virginia High School girls basketball Region 2 final between the 2-seeded Washington Lady Patriots and the 1-seeded Spring Mills Lady Cardinals. Spring Mills comes in as the Section 1 champion. Washington, the Section 2 runner-up. As we look at the playoffs so far, as you can see, hopefully now, as Nick puts up the girls bracket that we've had so far this year. It started with the sectional semifinals. Section 1, it was number 2 Hedgesville defeating number 3 Martinsburg 45-33. We had that one, and it was a great game in which Hedgesville just really pulled out in half number 2. They were actually down in the first half, but was able to control and get the win against the Bulldogs, eliminating Martinsburg and putting them out of the sectional championship for the first time in a long time. On the other side, in the sectional semifinal for Section 2, it was this Washington Patriot team beating Musselman 51-28, and then your sectional championships on Thursday, it was Spring Mills all over Hedgesville 67-32, and then in Section 2, it was Jefferson pulling out in the second half to defeat Washington 58-43, which means both games tonight, the one that we'll have for you, Spring Mills, Washington, and then on the other side, it is Hedgesville at Jefferson. Jim, why don't you give us the other regional games tonight that are taking place around the Mountain State?
Well, in Region 1, we've got University at Morgantown and Wheeling Park at Buchanan Upshur. Region 3, Woodrow Wilson at Capitol and George Washington at Greenbrier East. And in Region 4, Cabell Midland at Parkersburg South and Parkersburg at Huntington.
Those are your other regional games, as we now will take a look more in depth on this Johnny's Express tip-off show of both teams. Washington coming into today averaging 47.6 points per game, 29.9 rebounds per game. A team shoots 34% in field goals, 30% in three-point field goals. As a team, 56% from free throws. I know you were looking at some stats to find two today. Mentioned some on the sports mix this afternoon as both teams take the court. But what was some of those stats that really stood out to you, Jim, that you found about this Washington Patriot team?
Yeah, so interestingly enough, Rivera, her scoring in the first matchup, she scored 18 points. Spring Mills defeated Washington 60-51, a 9-point deficit. In the second matchup, the Devils was only 12, and Rivera only scored 2 points. However, the big difference in the losses for Washington, the assists per game, Rivera started at .17 in the wins, 2.13 assists per game. So what we need to pay attention to, Rivera has the ability to score on demand. Can she dish? Is she looking to pass first and then looking to score? Her assist-to-turnover ratio, .72 in losses, however, 2.6 in wins, which again lends itself to the fact that she's got to provide more assists than turnovers, looking to pass first, find her shot. That could be a key to winning this game.
As for Spring Mills, they come in averaging 53 points per game exactly, 27.3 rebounds per game. The team shoots right above the national average at 41% field goals, 31% from three-pointers, and 61% with free throws. And they have a lot of depth, even though it's a very youthful team. The last time we saw them there in that sectional championship, 5 players in double figures when it came to scoring in that 67-32 win, and 2 of them were not starters, as Ella Hawkins, who's a typical starter, got into foul trouble, so she was on the bench for a majority of the game. But girls that really stood up was Shia Domer, who's usually a starter, but Maya Griffin was somebody that really stood up, and she was a starter last year as well. And then from there it was, I believe, Faith Bush and Taylor McIntyre helped out too.
Absolutely, lots of minutes for them. I really think that the key to this game is going to be looking at where that bench scoring comes from. Everybody expects Bolduc, everybody expects Dandridge, and then of course Corinne Etzel to put up big points. The question's going to be, what are Domer, Griffin, and Hawkins going to do to keep Washington's defense honest? That's important. They can't allow Domer to get wide open threes. Griffin cleared the glass, got some easy putbacks, and Hawkins just brings sheer size, which they're definitely going to need against Skinner for Washington.
Yeah, Carmen Skinner definitely has a height advantage against this Spring Mills Cardinals team. Not a lot of them that really have height, but they have a lot of shooters, and it looks like you just got something here. What'd you get?
Well, I'm not afraid to ask for anything. I'm a big volleyball guy. I'm a basketball guy. I love watching girls softball. And, I talk to the parents. I try to get information about starting lineups and different things like that. So, I've got my fair share of Musselman gear. I've got some Martinsburg shirts, and a parent just dropped off a couple Spring Mills shirts. So I gotta hook up maybe with the Skinner family or somebody at Washington and make sure I get some gear from them too.
Alrighty, both teams on the court now doing their warm-up routines as we're about 16 minutes away from tip-off in this Region 2 championship. We'll take another 2-minute break here on the Johnny's Express tip-off show, and when we come back, we'll hear from both teams' head coaches. Again, a 2-minute break. This is West Virginia High School girls basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
You need to keep your vehicle in good working order, but car and truck repairs can be very costly. Bears Repair in Martinsburg performs all kinds of auto repairs at prices most often well below their competition. Bears Repair offers tune-ups, oil change and lubrication, small and large engine and transmission repair, wheel balancing, front-end alignment, exhaust system replacement, air conditioning checks, auto inspections, and new tires. Stop by for a free estimate at Bears Repair, 904 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. Phone 262-0208. Bears Repair.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Ollie's VIP Northside is the best local spot to catch all of your favorite high school, college, and pro sports, or to hang out with friends. Ollie's has a great beer and cocktail menu, along with a food menu that will blow you away. Ollie's offers multiple TVs to watch the game of your choice from anywhere at the bar, or their outdoor patio with cornhole and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP Northside. We'll see you for the game.
Welcome back into the Johnny's Express tip-off show on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Colin McLaughlin here alongside me is Jim Klein, and it's now time for our Coaches Interview segment brought to you by Orsini's Home Store, not just an appliance store any longer. Visit them on 360 Hack Wilson Way in Martinsburg, or go to Orsinis.com. We'll start with the visiting head coach, Jason Smith of the Washington Lady Patriots, followed by Coach George Goss of Spring Mills. Alrighty, Coach Smith, regional championship tonight against Spring Mills. First time ever for the Washington girls program to be in a regional final. How does it feel getting the program here in your first, full year?
This year's been a lot of firsts. It just shows the dedication that these kids have put in. When I came in last year and putting their trust in me and me putting their trust in them, and it feels good. And I'm glad that this senior class is able to experience this game.
And it'll be a tough one against a Spring Mills team that has had a lot of firsts this year as well. First sectional championship for them, and it will be their fourth opportunity if they get to the state tournament. What does your team need to do to make sure that they get the win tonight against the Cardinals?
We need to put in 4 quarters. We were locked in about 90% against Jefferson, and the 10% killed us. So it's going to be defense that's going to carry us, and locking in for 4 quarters and not having any lapses in what we're doing.
Your team, along with Spring Mills, both very youthful, led by freshmen. What does that mean to your program, and what does that mean for years to come?
It hopefully means a lot more W's over at Washington in the next couple of years. I think for 13 years this program struggled. But the freshman class that came in this year committed to Washington and changing the face of Washington basketball, which there's a buzz around the school. There's been a buzz around the school all year with this girls basketball team. From teachers to students, like the fan section at Jefferson last game was amazing. That we filled up a quarter of a side with fans, and that's never happened. It's nice to see the school, the community get behind this team and celebrate our success this year.
What are your main focus points for your team to need to do tonight?
Stop the drive, rebound well, and get out and run.
Anything else, Coach?
Hope to see you in Charleston.
I hope that you guys get to, and we'll be seeing you on the stream. Good luck tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I'm now joined by the head coach of the Spring Mills Lady Cardinals, George Gosk. Coach Gosk, another opportunity to make it to the state tournament for the 4th time in your program's history. What does your team need to do against this Washington team to get there?
Yeah, we got to make sure, first and foremost, we come out with a strong defensive effort to start the game. Can't come out flat in this game. Obviously, you guys know Mary Rivera. Got to be able to contain her. Got to be able to keep Mensu off the boards. Mostly those 2 or 3 things will help us win the game.
Another thing that might help is the depth that your team has. Last game there against Hedgesville, 5 players in double digits. How has that depth really helped you guys throughout the entire season?
Yeah, certainly when things don't go our way or foul trouble happens, we're able to rely on some of that depth off the bench. If someone's not, hitting or for whatever reason not playing well, we can go to our bench, and we feel that's a strong point for our team. It has been all year.
And your team's led by youth, so they don't really have that much experience in this type of atmosphere with a regional tournament, and then if you guys get the states, being down in Charleston as well. So what have you been as a coach mentoring them to get ready for this moment?
Yeah, all year long, from the early part of the season until the end here, we've been saying we've been there before. We've been in those close, tough games. We've been in some of those overtime games. We've even been in some of those blowout games. So we've been on the end of every spectrum. As far as my experiences in these games, I'm a calm presence. I have the team, I think, where they need to be, and we should be good to go tonight.
What are the key things that your team needs to do tonight to be successful?
Without a doubt, rebounding the basketball. Got to make sure we box out, defensive rebound, obviously crash on the offensive end when we're able to. And then, like I said, again, for us, I keep preaching it all year, defensive intensity. For us, it starts on the defensive end. That gets our energy going, and once we're able to have that happen, offense just follows.
Somebody who really stepped up for you, your team last week was Maya Griffin, a starter last year, now has been really placed into the sixth player turn or sixth player role. What has she meant to this team?
Yeah, I couldn't ask for much more from Maya this year as far as her accepting her role. She goes from starting for us at point guard, in one state tournament, and now this year she's had to kind of move to a forward role, and she's embraced that role. And I'm looking forward to her next this year and her next year after this, of her embracing that role and just getting better and propelling our team when we need her.
Anything else, Coach?
No, thank you guys for coming out again. I just want to give a shout out to my family and just appreciate you guys.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it. All righty, again, that was your coaches' interviews brought to you by Orsini's Home Store, not just an appliance store any longer on 360 Hack Wilson Way in Martinsburg. You can go to Orsinis.com to learn more. We continue this Johnny's Express tip-off show. Under 8 minutes to go now until the start between Washington and Spring Mills in this Region 2 championship. And I'll now hear from Jim. You just heard from the coaches, and what were your thoughts about them?
Well, I agree that where we are with, Coach Smith talking about seniors, obviously a senior-led team, 4 seniors with a freshman running the point guard. The senior's going to have to step up and provide some leadership and fill in the gaps, as well as with Goss. He's exactly right. They've got to contain number 1. The offense runs through her. When she turns the ball over, more than she creates assists in the offense, her team doesn't perform as well.
All right, we'll take a 3-minute break now. Let's make it 3 minutes back at the station, Nick. And when we'll come back, we'll hear from Jim with his keys to the game, players to watch out for, and we'll go into your starters and everything else as well. Again, a 3-minute break. This is West Virginia High School girls basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg has a brand new list of daily specials. Monday, stop on in for burger night or enjoy a nice juicy steak every Tuesday and Wednesday. The Palace Lounge also offers freshly steamed shrimp Thursdays and chef specials every Friday and Saturday. Sunday is all-day breakfast, and there are drink specials daily too. So come enjoy the Palace Lounge. You can find them on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard.
Hi, I'm Annette McDonald, and I am the designer at Orsini's in Martinsburg, West Virginia. We welcome you into our store to show you a complete line of what we do here. We design your cabinetry, quartz countertops, granite countertops, hardware, anything for the full remodel of your kitchen and your home needs. We also do bathrooms, and we have flooring available too. We make sure that your project with Orsini's is the best in the market. Welcome to Orsini's.
Orsinis.com. This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk. See dealer for details.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Conveniently located right off 81 at 214 Mid-Atlantic Parkway, Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including happy hour 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. with $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts. Monday night is trivia night, Thursday night is wing night, and Wednesday and Sunday night is steak night.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078.
Welcome back to the Cardinal Coliseum for tonight's West Virginia High School girls basketball game between the Washington Patriots and Spring Mills Cardinals. Colin McLaughlin here alongside me is Jim Klein, and we'll now get into our keys to the game and players to look out for. Brought to you by CMA's Honda of Winchester on 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward. Jim, let's start with Washington's keys to the game and players to look out for.
Yeah, keys to the game, I think, definitely are going to be all around number one. And number one being Rivera with her assist to turnover ratio, looking to pass first, finding her open shots. And then number one would be, you can't be number one, like one-dimensional. If the entire offense is being carried by Rivera, it's going to be very difficult. She's got to spread the ball, take her shots when she gets them. And then my last number one for Washington would be, they've got to be the best defensive team on the floor tonight. Number one on defense gives them their best chance to win the game.
All right, how about for Spring Mills?
Well, for Spring Mills, I think that right off the bat, the team is led by freshmen and sophomores. They cannot give up 11-point runs like they did at the beginning of the game against Hedgesville, an 11-0 run in a game in which they won 67-32. But the possibility exists that they could do something like that. They've got to make Washington, keep them honest. And what that means is everyone knows that the offense runs through Bolduc, Dandridge, and Edsel. If Domer, Griffin, and Hawkins can contribute to the offense, especially early, what that means is they've got to stay more man-to-man. The defense has to stay honest, and it's going to be a lot more difficult to give up the easy shots. And then lastly, very similar to what Goss said, creating turnovers, I think absolutely is important, but I need to take it a step further. I think those turnovers need to lead to transition offense. They have to force turnovers and be able to run quickly, outrun Washington down the floor, and get some fast break points.
Let's now look at your starting lineups, brought to you by Modern Renovations. West Virginia homeowners trust the experts at Modern Renovations for roofing. Call them at 304-564-6317 to schedule your free estimate or visit mymodernrenovations.com. Let's start with the visiting Washington Patriots, who are coached by second-year head coach Jason Smith. They enter the contest 16-6 overall. You got number one, a freshman, Mary Rivera. Next is number 21, Michaela Settles, followed by number 23, Carmen Skinner, number 24, Olivia Saunders, and number 42, Alexa Asafo-Mensah rounds out your starting five for Washington, who are in the road dark blue uniforms with white numbers on the back and front, and Washington right across the front in white. For Spring Mills, your starting five is number 10, Corinne Edsel, number 11, Ella Hawkins, number 12, Olivia Bolduc, number 15, Ashaya Domer, number 32, Kyla Dandridge. Spring Mills is coached by George Goss, who's in his 7th year at the helm. They come into this contest 14-8 overall. We'll take our final 2-minute commercial break here on the Johnny's Express Tip-Off Show. And when we come back, it'll be time for tip-off in this Region 2 championship, where a winner advances to Charleston. Loser goes home. Again, a 2-minute break. This is West Virginia High School girls basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Ever try to collect on an insurance claim? Perhaps a homeowner's claim, auto accident, or fire. Insurance companies collect money from you for protection should something bad happen. And when it does, they don't want to pay, or they offer too little. At Mansion Ferretti, we have an attorney who worked defending insurance companies and knows all the dirty tricks they play to deny or lowball your claim. Call us today for help in getting what you really deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
WVU Medicine is pleased to introduce 6 new providers who've joined our medical staffs at Berkeley Medical Center, Jefferson Medical Center, and University Healthcare Physicians. Nurse practitioner Alexis Alastanos, urgent care. Dr. Anderson Cho, hospitalist. Physician's assistant Brian Daunt, pain management. Dr. Payam Haradi, anesthesia. Physician's assistant Brittany Herber, orthopedics. And Dr. Esther Lynn, family medicine. WVU Medicine, growing to meet the needs of our community.
And that concludes today's pregame show. Coming up next, it's the starting lineups, opening tip, and play-by-play action of West Virginia high school basketball.
Johnson now in transition with the one-handed slam dunk. And that might put a seal on this one.
Today's game is brought to you by
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com. Ollie's VIP. Milestone Realty. The Palace Lounge. The Mountaineer Grill and Pub. Cody's Auto Body. Modern Renovations. D&N Auto. Home Helpers of the Panhandle. Johnny's Express.
And now, let's go courtside and rejoin our WRNR broadcast team.
Welcome back to the Cardinal Coliseum as the national anthem has just concluded. Teams in their huddles with their coaches getting final words of preparation before we tip things off here between Washington and Spring Mills for the regional championship in Region 2. Your other regional championship that's going on tonight is Jefferson against Hedgesville. We'll do our best to get some scores from them. You'll hear from Nick Verzolini at the half with that score, as well as the Shepherd Lady Rams game that's going on right now against Bloomsburg in the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference playoffs. Your opening tip brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Buy your next vehicle online. They'll deliver it to you, and if you don't like it, they'll take it back. Go to HagerstownFord.com. And your first quarter sponsors presented to you on TV 10 by Chris Ross and Mile Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Buying or selling a home, call them at 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. And Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive in Martinsburg. Phone 304-263-3361. Alexo Safo Mensa gets the opening tip for Washington, but a whistle blows and a turnover gives it to Spring Mills 3 seconds in to this first quarter.
It looked like a little double dribble. Good call. Officiating crews from Mon County. So this is not a crew that either of these teams would have worked with this year.
Yep, the crew from the Morgantown area as Spring Mills with the ball. The first shot is up and good from the free throw line by Olivia Bolduc. As your first shot of the game brought to you by the Berkeley County Health Department. Prevent, promote, protect. They're at 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
Wow.
Phone 304-263-5131. Turnover. Spring Mills left side layup is good by Kyla Dandridge to give the Cardinals an early 4-0 lead.
Making to the press and a lot of hands in the passing lanes. Try to keep the ball out of Rivera's hands.
Ball goes over Rivera's head to Skinner. Skinner dumps it over to her left side for Settles. It's Olivia Saunders with the ball now, passing it to Skinner. Skinner passes it to the right block for Settles, who dribbles her way out to the three-point arc. And the ball stolen by Dandridge, back the other way, all by herself. Left side layup, off the glass and in. Kyla Dandridge with 4 points now. It's 6-0. Spring Mills on top a minute into this first quarter.
Yeah, Settles gave up her dribble in a tough situation. Made it easy for the defense to jump in front of that pass.
Rivera passes it to the left corner. Pump fake from Settles. Driving in. Shot from the right side. No good. Rebounded by Skinner. She kicks it out. Long two-pointer by Saunders off the side of the rim. No good. Rivera hustles over to the left corner to get the rebound. Passes it out to Settles. Can't handle the pass. It goes out of bounds. The ball goes to Spring Mills.
A little concentration error there on Settles.
And it looks like Rivera's not happy, trying to talk to Settles after that, getting a high five, telling her to keep her head up, and Settles just completely ignored her there. Early frustration might be something that Washington does not want. Dandridge, no look pass for Hawkins. She bobbles it. Fighting on the floor is Hawkins and settles. The jump ball has the possession arrow with Spring Mills.
Yeah, Hawkins puts the ball on the floor. Settles picks her pocket. Ends up at a jump ball. We're staying with Spring Mills this time.
6:12 to go. The ball inbounded to Bolduc. Bolduc driving in the right side, kicks it out to the top of the key for Hawkins, who quickly passes it to Dandridge. Dandridge passes it to Bolduc at the top of the key. She's guarded by Rivera, and a foul on the floor. It looks like against Mary Rivera. That is her first, team's first for Washington.
Yeah, we did the Musselman game last month, and what a tough situation for Washington when Rivera picks up. If she picks up a second foul early, it just changes the dynamic of the offense.
Bolduc gets the inbound, passes it down low for Dandridge. Dandridge, one-hand bounce pass. It's stolen by Saunders. Saunders picks up her dribble and quickly gets it over for a teammate. And back over now from Atobi to Saunders. Rivera drives the right side, puts up a floater too hard off the glass, rebounded by Hawkins to Dandridge. Dandridge dribbles by herself across the court. She's going to get touched on the left side. No call on the contact. Layup no good. Ball out of bounds. Spring Mills gets possession back.
That was a good take. And then Hawkins hustling for the rebound, ends up knocking the ball off Skinner.
Bolduc pump fakes, drives the right side, layup, air balls, but it's rebounded by Hawkins down low. She bounce passes, kicks it out to the three-point line for Domer. Edsel pump fakes, almost walks, no call, Euro step, and a foul with 5:17 to go will send Corinne Edsel to the line to shoot two.
Yeah, Saunders has good defensive play. She doesn't give up the easy bucket.
Looks like the foul on Lexi Adams as Edsel makes the first free throw to give Spring Mills a 7-0 lead over Washington. It's Adams' first, team second for Washington. Edsel makes the second free throw as well. It's now an 8-0 game. Spring Mills on top with 5:15 to go in this first quarter. Rivera for Washington, guarded by Edsel. Drives the right side and will be fouled as she falls to the floor. Send her to the free throw line to shoot two. It's the first foul against Spring Mills. Waiting to see who it's against.
I think they caught it on Domer. Yep.
So that is Domer's first foul. Rivera trying to put Washington in the score column.
Oh,
misses the first free throw.
Down and in the cylinder.
Rivera has the ball back for her second free throw attempt. Shot from Rivera is up. Doesn't get one. 0 for 2 is Rivera from the free throw line, and a turnover gets it back to Spring Mills ball. It's still 8-0 Cardinals at home in this regional championship. Bolduc to Dandridge in the right corner as she dribbles with her left hand to the top of the key, loses her dribble. It's stolen by Adams, back the other way for Washington, and it's going to be blocked, but a foul called. Free throws now for Adams. Is that foul against Edsel for Spring Mills? That's her first, team second. And the free throw up. No good. As she makes that one. 8-1 ball game now, 4:50 to go. Adams went 1 for 2 from the free throw line. And a layup on the left side is good by Bolduc to make it 10-1 Spring Mills. Bolduc now has 4 total points. Rivera quickly banked the other way, tried to get the transition offense, unsuccessful on the layup, rebounded by Domer.
But she was a little bit out of control with the finish.
Bolduc crosses midcourt. Dribbles for 3 from the right wing. It's good. Olivia Bolduc with 7 points now. It's 13-1. Timeout called by Washington. Let's take a 30-second break and then we'll be back. This is West Virginia High School girls basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078.
Welcome you back here to the Cardinal Coliseum. Colin McLaughlin here. Alongside me is Jim Klein. 13-1. Spring Mills leads Washington with 4:13 to go in this first quarter. Washington with the ball after the timeout. Full court press set up for Spring Mills. Rivera heaves it to midcourt. Adams catches it, drives to the left side, passes it down low to the right block. Toby catches it, kicks it out to Skinner. Skinner's shot off the front of the rim, no good, rebounded by Adams. She puts up a shot from the left block and is fouled. Basket no good. Adams back to the free throw line to shoot two.
The difference between the two previous possessions, Rivera gets the outlet pass and forces it into a one-on-two situation. She's a dynamic point guard. She has the ability to score. Conversely, on the other end of the floor, Bolduc waits for Hawkins to set the pick, shoots the three and makes it, which forces the timeout. It's just a different dynamic the way that the offense flows through the point guards.
Adams makes both free throw attempts. She has all three of Washington's points now. It's a 10-point game, 13-3 Spring Mills. Hawkins to Dandridge at the right wing. Couple feet back from the three-point line. She drives in, finds Hawkins at the right block. Hawkins passes it to Bolduc. Bolduc dribbles out now behind the three-point line and passes it to Dandridge at the top of the key to set up the offense. Dandridge to Domer. Domer drives in. A charge taken by Washington's Lexi Adams. 3:34 to go. That's the fourth team foul for Spring Mills.
And Domer got her on her hip. All she had to do when she got into the lane was pull up and take the jump shot.
And that's the second foul against the Shia Domer, so she'll take a seat on the bench. Maya Griffin will check in.
Yeah, Griffin, a player of the game against Hedgesville, so not necessarily a drop-off other than the fact that you go from senior to sophomore.
She was a starter last year for this Spring Mills team, so she's used to having to step up when needed as Rivera's three-pointer off the mark. Rebounded by Griffin. Griffin has to fight off Skinner and roll the ball basically to Bolduc. Bolduc breaks midcourt. 3:10 to go in this first quarter.
Yeah, Washington's done a great job at defending Corinne Etzel.
It's Dandridge with the ball. Passes it to the right elbow for Hawkins, who gets it back to Bolduc. Bolduc, two-pointer from mid-spot. It's good. Olivia Bolduc now 9 points out of the 15. It's 15-3. Spring Mills on top of Washington.
Upside.
Adams to Safo Mensah. Mensah tries to post up, but a foul called on the floor. That's going to be the fifth team foul against Washington. 2:48 to go. And that foul going to be called against Olivia Bolduc. She now has 2 fouls. And she's going to have to... Maybe no. They say that she's not going to go on the bench. That's a risky move. Yes, she's your leading scorer with 9, but you don't want her to pick up a third in this first quarter, Jim.
No, and she did the same thing against Hedgesville, I believe, if memory serves. I think she picked up a second foul early, as well as Hawkins.
Hawkins, though, did take a seat on the bench. Rivera puts up a shot off the mark, rebounded by Bush.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Sports Doctor. I'm thinking at 15-3, man, maybe you sit Bolduc down for a second.
Bolduc running the offense at point, passes to the left for Griffin. Griffin drives in on the left baseline, double teams, kicks it out for Bush. Bush passes it to Dandridge at the left wing. Dandridge dribbles with her right hand to the top of the key, drives in against Safo Mensah, puts up a layup that just barely touches the backboard, no good, rebounded by Washington. 4v3 bank the other way. Adams at the left block, pump fakes, kicks it out, shot off the front of the rim by Harrison, no good, rebounded by Skinner, banks it off the glass and in. That's Carmen Skinner's first 2 points. It's 15-5, under 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. Spring Mills with a 10-point lead.
One of Gosk's fundamental plays for the game was keeping Skinner off that offensive board, and they just got snake bit there.
Bush dribbles her way to the right corner, floats a pass out to Dandridge at the top of the key. Dandridge back to Bush, right corner 2-pointer, tried to bank it in, it's no good. Ball saved from going out of bounds by Washington's Osafo-Mensah. Rivera finds Adams, drives the baseline, tried to get it back to Adams, goes through 2 teams, Washington players' hands, but eventually recovered. Adams, Osafo-Mensah, she's going to be fouled by Bush on the right block. Send her to the free throw line. It's the 6th team foul against Spring Mills, and we're still in the first quarter.
Yeah, the unthought of key to the game might be free throws. My goodness, on the next foul.
Washington comes into today team-wide shooting 56% from free throw, as Osafo-Mensah misses her first.
Yeah, we did see Rivera miss 2 early.
Which means that they are now 3 of 7 for free throws. So right around that, or below the average. Osafo-Mensah's second free throw's up. That one no good as well.
And another offensive rebound.
Settles. Gets it to Adams. Adams bounce passing down low for Osafo-Mensah. She posts up. Shot no good. Gets her own rebound. Puts up the second one. That one no good. Skinner off the glass. Third shot from Skinner no good, but she'll be fouled and send her to the free throw line to shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, 2 opportunities for Griffin to box out, put a body on somebody, and it led to multiple offensive rebounds.
It's the 7th team foul against Spring Mills. Skinner's free throw is good to make it 15-6. And that's the second foul against Corinne Edsel. So your Corinne Edsel, Olivia Bolduc, and Ashaya Dilmer for Spring Mills with 2 fouls each in this first quarter.
And Washington has done a great job at not allowing Corinne Edsel to get her open, almost a set shot. She's deadly from 3-point.
Skinner's second free throw. Through as well. She now has 4 total points. It's 15-7 with 55 seconds to go. Dandridge. Guarded by Adams. Dribbles, passes it to McIntyre. McIntyre quickly kicks it out for Bush. Bush, double teamed, finds Dandridge in the left wing. Back to Bush at the top of the key. Bush passes to the left side for Edsel. She'll drive in. Gets bumped by Osafo-Mensah after the shot. No call. Shot missed. Rebounded by Washington. Washington quickly back the other way. Osafo-Mensah shot rejected by McIntyre. She gets the ball back. Tries to put it up off the glass. That one no good. Bush gets the rebound. 20 seconds to go. Dandridge has a teammate wide open at the left block. It's McIntyre. She misses it off the glass. Rebounded by Osafo-Mensah. Lexi Adams all by herself. Right side layup is good. Adams with 5 points now. It's 15-9. Washington only down 6. 2 seconds. Dandridge. 3. Air balls. Horn sounds. End of the first. 15-9. Spring Mills on top. 1 minute break, then we'll be back for this second quarter. There's life in the Lady Patriots right now. This is West Virginia High School girls basketball on TV 10, WRNR TV on YouTube.
Home Helpers of the Eastern Panhandle, making life easier for you, your family, and especially your loved ones that need their care. They are locally owned and searching for smiling faces to hire so that your loved one can stay in their home where they are the happiest. Call 304-433-8000 or visit homehelpershomecare.com/panhandle. Or you can visit them at 3192 Winchester Avenue right here in Martinsburg. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Ollie's VIP Northside is the best local spot to catch all of your favorite high school, college, and pro sports, or to hang out with friends. Ollie's has a great beer and cocktail menu, along with a food menu that will blow you away. Ollie's offers multiple TVs to watch the game of your choice from anywhere at the bar, or their outdoor patio with cornhole and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP Northside. We'll see you for the game.
Welcome back to the Cardinal Coliseum. Colin McLaughlin here alongside me is Jim Klein. Your second quarter brought to you by Modern Renovations. West Virginia homeowners trust the experts at Modern Renovations for roofing. Call them at 304-564-6317 to schedule your free estimate or visit mymodernrenovations.com, as well as the Skinner Law Firm, injury and consumer rights lawyers. Call them at 304-245-6613 or visit them online at skinnerfirm.com. Another foul down low against Spring Mills. That'll send Asafo Mensah to the free throw line. It's 15-9. Spring Mills leads Washington, for those of you just tuning in. And that foul against Taylor McIntyre, her first.
Yeah, the defense has got to see the ball at all times. You need to know where you are in defensive position for help side. Asafo Mensah, so your power forward should not be catching the ball at the top of the key and having a straight run to the basket without somebody being able to step in.
Asafo Mensah makes the second free throw as well. It's 15-11. Spring Mills lead that was at 10 is now only at 4. Griffin driving in to the left side. Chest passes it to McIntyre, gives it right back to Griffin. Spin move. Shot no good. Rebounded by Asafo Mensah.
Great job by
Saunders
on the board.
Saunders breaks midcourt because of Spring Mills' lack of making baskets here in this past few minutes. They really haven't been able to set up the full court press like they started with and had success in.
Yeah, the score was 13-1.
And now it's a 2-point game. Asafo Mensah from the right elbow has the shot go right through the hoop. 7 minutes to go. Patriot fans making some noise.
Yeah, it's a 12-2 run.
Edsel at the top of the key, passes it to Griffin. Griffin back to Edsel. Edsel gets a pick from Dandridge. Picks up her dribble.
Dandridge got it
has
low
to get it to Griffin. Griffin rolls out for Hawkins. Hawkins to Dandridge. Dandridge will slow down the offense. Driving the left side and a timeout called by George Gosk for Spring Mills. Let's take a 30-second break with them. This is West Virginia High School girls basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Life can get in the way these days. We all know that. Work commitments, social commitments, volunteer commitments, family commitments. You put your heart into all of it. You've got enough to worry about already. Your roof shouldn't be one of those things. Everything should just work. But when your roof is in need of an upgrade, you shouldn't have to worry about that either. Modern Renovations, your 4-state roofing solution, reminding you that home is where the heart really is.
Welcome back to the Cardinal Coliseum. It is 15-13. Spring Mills in the lead right now against Washington in this second quarter. We've heard that in the other regional game here in Region 2, it's Jefferson leading Hedgesville 18-7. McIntyre gets the inbounds. Quickly passes it to Hawkins. Hawkins had a wide open shot, decided not to take it, instead passes it to Griffin. Griffin passes it to McIntyre. She drives the left side, puts up a layup. No good, but a foul will be called against Carmen Skinner. That is Carmen Skinner's first foul, team third. That'll send Taylor McIntyre to the free throw line to shoot 2. Her first one off the back of the rim, then the front before going through. She now has 1 point and makes it a 3-point lead at 16-13 for the Cardinals.
Yeah, breaking the scoring drought. Really like to see her make a second one here if you want to set up the press.
Second one, no good, so it stays at a 1-possession game.
Rivera so quick.
Rivera has 3 players guarding her. And a turnover. Great block there by Dandridge. That's a nominee for the Cody's Body Shop rejection of the game. 6:12 to go. Spring Mills ball. Dandridge gets the inbounds. Dandridge still dribbling, loses it. Rivera steals it, gets it to Adams. Adams couldn't find it, finally does so. Layup is good. Lexi Adams, 7 points back to a 1-point game now at 16-15. Spring Mills with the ball. Dandridge to Edsel. Edsel dribbles her way to the right wing and passes it next to her for Kylie Dandridge.
Yeah, Lexi Adams playing great defense on Edsel.
Dandridge gets a pick. 2-pointer off the mark, rebounded by Carmen Skinner. Skinner gets it to Rivera. 5:25 to go in this second quarter. It's Mary Rivera passing it to the left corner. Wide open three. It's good. Michaela Settles finds her first points. It's 18-16. Washington with its first lead of the game. All the Washington fans making some noise here. If they win today, it'd be their first trip to Charleston in program history. Shot no good by Hawkins. The air ball right into the hands of Rivera, who passes it to Skinner. Skinner wasn't ready for it. Hawkins with the steal, fighting for it on the floor is Rivera and Dandridge. Dandridge gets it, passes it behind her, and it's for Edsel. Edsel overhead passes it to Dandridge. Dandridge at the top of the key, guarded closely by Adams. Dandridge drives in and has the ball stripped. Last off Adams, it remains Spring Mills ball. Olivia Bolduc and Ashaya Domer enter the game again for Spring Mills. 4:31 to go in this second quarter. Washington in the lead now, 18-16 in this regional championship game. Bolduc gets the inbounds, guarded by Rivera. Bolduc at the top of the key, dribbles, almost has her pocket picked by Adams, and a foul called on the reach-in. Adams not happy with that call as it's her second foul, team fourth.
Yeah, the official gives her a little stare down like he doesn't like the display of emotion. Adams, high energy, playing great defense coming in off the bench.
And Adams going to go on to the bench now after that. Ariana Harrison checks in. Adams, the leading scorer right now for Washington, with 7 points. She averages 8.1 points per game.
And even more impressive is her defense. She stood up to the task, no matter who she was covering, Bolduc or...
And it looks like an offensive foul called against Spring Mills. I didn't see anything. It might have been off the Hawkins. And, yeah, that foul is on Ella Hawkins, her first.
A moving pick.
Since it's an offensive foul, not 1-1 yet. Rivera bounce passes it to Toby. And Toby, guarded by Bolduc. Three-pointer, right corner, off the rim, no good by Settles. And it's Domer back the other way now for Spring Mills. Domer, layup is good.
Smart play by Rivera.
Up at 18.
Smart play by Rivera, not picking up a cheap foul.
3:40 to go in this second quarter. Both teams knotted up at 18 in this regional championship. Toby, guarded by Bolduc, passes it to Rivera. Rivera at the top of the key, drives to the right side, has a pick, gets it over for Settles in the right corner, who's double-teamed and tries to lob it to Skinner. Skinner can't get there, goes out of bounds. Spring Mills ball. Wasn't the best pass, kind of just into the open space in hope that Skinner could run to it, and it was more close to the out-of-bounds line, unfortunately, for Washington. Three-pointer, left wing, it's good. Corinne Edsel puts Spring Mills back on top, 21-18. Rivera trying to respond for the Patriots. Kicks it out to Settles. Settles finds a teammate in the corner. It's Harrison back to Settles at the top of the key for Skinner. Skinner swings it all the way around to Rivera, who double dribbles in front of Spring Mills bench. The turnover gets it right back to the Cardinals with 2:55 to go in this second quarter. Olivia Saunders will go back in for Michaela Settles for Washington. Bolduc crosses midcourt for the Cardinals. It's behind her to George Gosk for the offensive play. And a whistle blows. Personal timeout called as we wait to see what exactly it is. It looks like it might have something to do with Ella Hawkins, who has to go now to the bench. And let's see if they just pause action or if we will have somebody enter for her. Looks like they're just going to put a Band-Aid on her right knee area and go right back in. Nope, they're going to put in Faith Bush to give Ella Hawkins some time to be wrapped up. And it'll be an inbounds to resume action on this near side of the court for Spring Mills. 2:47 to go. Spring Mills 21, Washington 18 in this second quarter. Winner goes to Charleston for the state tournament next week. Bolduc dribbling, guarded by Rivera, picks up her dribble, passes it to the left for Dandridge at the top of the key. She finds Domer. Domer drives to the right side. Layup's good. Wow. Shia Domer over the head of Carmen Skinner. Makes it 23-18.
Yeah, it's a tough shot, almost like a baby hook right over the center for Washington and Skinner. Oh, my.
And right there defensively, Domer with the deflection, but it will remain Washington ball.
Washington really has played outstanding defense right here in this first half. Really need to just get a bucket here. Need a
almost had another deflection, but a reach-in foul will be called instead, and I believe that'll be against Shia Domer. That's Domer's third foul, and it'll be free throws the rest of the way for Washington. We have that as the 10th on my scorecard, but the scoreboard, that's right, has it at 9, but the score table is saying it's 2 shots, so we're right. Scoreboard's wrong. It's not 1 and 1, it's the double bonus for 10 fouls.
Absolutely, double bonus. Remember what we said? There was 7 fouls, and for some reason it was reduced to 6. That was actually in a 1 and 1 situation.
First free throw, up and good by Olivia Saunders. That's her first point, makes it 23-19.
The school's only about 8 years old. Maybe they've never had 10 fouls and a half before.
I don't know. Isn't it Martinsburg that has the same issue, Spencer? 2:16 to go. The second free throw by Saunders is good, makes it 23-20.
That was an emphatic nod by the executive producer.
I remember him saying it yesterday during the sectional boys game.
Yes. Spencer, a.k.a. the driver, Dupuis, also known as Crash. Bringing it to
Bolduc. Layup rejected by Skinner. Into Rivera's hands. Back the other way. It was Rivera driving mid-court. Passes it to the right side for Harrison. It's stolen by Dandridge. Dandridge all alone, right side, has to slow down as the layup is good. The whistle blows. And Hawkins again will have to be going out on the bench.
That blood must be coming out.
It's 25-20 as Dandridge made that layup. She has 6 points in total. 1:37 to go. Is it the other leg now?
Looks like it's the other leg. She's got some strawberries on both legs.
It's Mary Rivera dribbling across. Puts up a floater off the bank of the rim, no good. She gets her own rebound, finds a Toby at the left block. Her shot is good. Kendall Toby makes it 25-22 as Bolduc breaks midcourt. A lot of players in motion. She passes it to the left corner for Edsel, who finds Griffin. Bolduc, wide open three, it's good. You can't leave Olivia Bolduc open. She now has 12 total points. It's a 6-point lead with under a minute to go in this second quarter. 28-22, a 6-point lead now for Spring Mills. Bush tips it into the hands of Edsel. Edsel passes it in front of Bolduc. She can't get there. Washington ball. Missed opportunity there for the Cardinals, who are gaining more momentum. And now it's Washington with the ball. A three-pointer would put it back at a one-possession game. 45.4 seconds to go in. The clock winding down. It's Rivera with the ball. She passes it to Osafo Mensah. Brings it to the near side of the court and finds Saunders. Back to Osafo Mensah at the top of the key. passes it to Harrison. Harrison guarded by Edsel. 25 seconds to go, gives it to Saunders. She finds Rivera, wide open three. Off the rim, no good. Skinner tips it to herself, passes it out to Saunders. Bounce passes to Harrison in the right side. Down low for Asafo Mensah. Off the glass, no good. Rebounded, and a foul will be called with 11.6 seconds to go against Washington.
That foul might be on Rivera. It is. I believe that's her second.
5th team foul, and you are correct. That is Mary Rivera's second foul. 11.6 seconds to go. Maya Griffin will check back in for Faith Bush. And it looks like she will go back to the point guard spot possibly. Instead, nope, bounce passes it to Bolduc. Under 10 seconds to go. Bolduc, top of the key. Wide open three. Off the front of the rim, no good.
I don't think she expected to be that wide open.
And a whistle blows, travel violation, horn sounds, and that'll be the end of this first half. 28-22, Spring Mills leads Washington at the end of the second. We'll take a 2-minute commercial break and then be back for the Mansion Freddie Law Firm halftime show. This is West Virginia High School girls basketball on TV 10, WRNR TV on YouTube.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Are you considering selling your home and don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Phone Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams at 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com. NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender.
Welcome back to Spring Mills High School at the Cardinal Coliseum. Halftime, Spring Mills 28, Washington 22 is your score. Your halftime show brought to you by the Mansion Freddie Law Firm in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to wvjusticelawyers.com. Let's now look at your first half stats, brought to you by Bechtel Jewelers, West Virginia's largest Pandora retailer on Route 11, south of Inwood, taking care of you like it's nobody's business. Let's start with Washington. The leading scorer for them is Alexi Adams with 7 points. Behind her, tied in scoring, is Carmen Skinner and Alexa Asafo-Mensah with 4 points each. Michaela Settles has 3 points, and then Olivia Saunders and Kendall Itoe both have 2 points each. To total your 22 points for Washington. For Spring Mills, they're led by Olivia Bolduc with 12 points. Kyla Dandridge has 6 points. Corinne Edsel with 5. Shai Domer with 4. And Taylor McIntyre with 1 for the 28 total points by Spring Mills. Those are your stats. That's your Mansion Freddie Law Firm halftime show. Another 2-minute commercial break. And you'll hear next from Nick Verzolini in the studio with your And One halftime scoreboard show. This is West Virginia High School girls basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move,
mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Ever try to collect on an insurance claim? Perhaps a homeowner's claim, auto accident, or fire. Insurance companies collect money from you for protection should something bad happen. And when it does, they don't want to pay, or they offer too little. At Mansion Ferretti, we have an attorney who worked defending insurance companies and knows all the dirty tricks they play to deny or lowball your claim. Call us today for help in getting what you really deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning, or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including Trivia Night Monday, Karaoke Tuesday, Steak Night Wednesday and Sunday, Thursday night Boneless Wing Night, and on Friday and Saturday nights, there'll be a DJ and or karaoke. And remember, Monday through Friday, happy hour, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Welcome you into your halftime scoreboard update, brought to you by the Home Helpers of Martinsburg. Serving the tri-state area, giving care the way you want to be cared for. Learn more by calling 304-433-8000. And at the half, good one between Spring Mills and Washington. The Cardinals leading 28-22. Jefferson currently leading 29-13 over Hedgesville, and some other scores going on right now. In women's college basketball, the Shepherd Rams, no score update on that one yet, but that one tipping off just about or at 6 p.m., so hopefully we can get a score for you at some point. But the one game we do have a score in the PSAC, Gannon leading Pitt Johnstown 27-24. Some other action tonight in the NBA. The Cleveland Cavaliers and Charlotte Hornets going at it right now. The Hornets leading 42-31. And the Magic lead the Pacers 34-25 in the second quarter. The Knicks taking on the 76ers tonight on ESPN at 7:30. Jazz Rockets at 8. Heat Bucks at 8. Kings Pelicans at 8 as well. And Thunder Nuggets at 9. And then the night game on ESPN, the Portland Trailblazers taking on the Phoenix Suns. In men's college hoops right now, not a whole lot going on, but Texas A&M taking on Alabama. The 25th ranked Clemson Tide lead the Aggies 34-30. And not a whole lot of interesting games. UConn will take on Creighton tonight in a Big East matchup. Auburn taking on Mississippi State. And LSU taking on Arkansas in the top 25. None of the teams in the state besides Shepherd women are in action. And then in the women's college basketball, Oklahoma leading Oklahoma State 14-8 in the first quarter, and Texas will play Kansas tonight in women's college hoops. So that does it for me here in the studio. We'll send it back to Colin and Jim after a 2-minute break. This is West Virginia High School girls basketball on TV 10.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. That's why we're America's most loved auto brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
2021 American Customer Satisfaction Index, ACSI, survey of customers rating the performance of their own automobiles.
You need to keep your vehicle in good working order, but car and truck repairs can be very costly. Bears Repair in Martinsburg performs all kinds of auto repairs at prices most often well below their competition. Bears Repair offers tune-ups, oil change and lubrication, small and large engine and transmission repair, wheel balancing, front-end alignment, exhaust system replacement, air conditioning checks, auto inspections, and new tires. Stop by for a free estimate at Bears Repair, 904 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. Phone 262-0208. Bears Repair.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning, or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078.
Welcome back to the Cardinal Coliseum. Colin McLaughlin here. Alongside me is Jim Klein. Your third quarter presented to you on TV 10 by Kelly Allstate Insurance. For all of your insurance needs, call Gary Kelly at 304-263-4596 or stop by 724 Lakeview Drive in Martinsburg, as well as Orsini's Home Store, not just an appliance store any longer. They're on 360 Hack Wilson Way in Martinsburg, or go to orsini's.com. 28-22, Spring Mills on top of Washington, and it'll be Spring Mills ball to start this second half. With the win today, Spring Mills would go to states for the fourth time in program history. Washington, if they're able to come back and win, it'd be their first time. Bolduc with the ball, pump fakes, passes it out for Bush. Bush right back to Bolduc. Bolduc, one dribble, gets it to Hawkins. Hawkins overpasses it for Bush, but she's able to recover and gets it to Dandridge at the top of the key. They find Edsel. Edsel crosses over Saunders. Bounce passes it for Bush, who finds Bolduc. Bolduc dribbling, trying to get a pick. Hawkins comes over to do so against Rivera instead. She fakes everybody, goes, drives the right side layup, no good, rebounded by Asafo Mensah.
Asafo Mensah does exactly what she did in the first half, dominate the boards. And quick note, Domer's on the bench, not starting the third quarter because of foul trouble. Faith Bushin, as you mentioned.
Left corner three is good. Olivia Saunders starts off the second half for Washington to make it a one-possession game at 28-25 from the left corner. Dandridge had the ball deflected by Adams, but keeps her dribble going and passes it to Bolduc. Bolduc for Edsel. Edsel passes to Bush, who dribbles once and gets it to Dandridge. Dandridge spins around at the top of the key, picks up her dribble, gets it to Bush. Bush dribbles her way out of coverage, eventually double teamed, and will find Bolduc at the right wing. Bolduc passes down low for Dandridge. She hops once, loses her dribble, gets it for Bolduc, a two-pointer from the left wing, around the rim, and good. Olivia Bolduc now has 14 points, make it 30-25 Spring Mills.
A cacophony of walks filled the gym with Dandridge's little stutter step.
Skinner passes it to nobody but some fans in the bleachers. It's a turnover, Spring Mills ball.
Yeah, I think
looked like she kind of just panicked there for a second.
There was an official standing there, and I think peripherally she caught that official, that dark color, and it was a nice pass right to that backup official.
30-25, 6 minutes to go in this third quarter. Another long two is good by Bolduc. Olivia Bolduc now has 16 points, make it 32-25. She has half of the Cardinals' points tonight. The freshman on fire, trying to carry her team to another state tournament appearance. Adams down low for Skinner. Her shot no good, gets her and rebound at the left block. Second one off the mark as well. Rebounded, long two-pointer off the front of the rim by Saunders. And she almost gets her own rebound, but it's stolen by Edsel. Edsel to Bolduc. Bolduc right back to Edsel, and she'll step on the baseline. Turnover, Washington ball. 5:24 to go in this third quarter.
Well, the thousands of people that bought those virtual tickets, man, they are getting a show tonight. 32-25, 5:24 to go in the third. Spring Mills has the press set up.
Rivera chucks a pass. Adams catches it like a wide receiver, drives the right baseline, gets it to Asafo Mensah, off the glass and good. I saw Asafo Mensah now has 6 points. It's 32-27 Spring Mills. Bolduc with the ball for the Cardinals. Standing at the cursive Cardinal wording on the far side of the court. Waiting for somebody to come towards her. Eventually will bounce past it for Dandridge. Right back to Bolduc for three. It's good.
I'm not sure I wouldn't have moved Adams to Bolduc. Adams is playing such good defense this evening.
Bolduc now 19 total points. And a three-pointer in response from Michaela Settles. That's her second three-pointer. She has 6 points, make it 35-30. Timeout called by Washington. Let's take a 30-second break. This is West Virginia High School girls basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Makeup is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
They should not be doing
Welcome back to Spring Mills High School. Your timeouts brought to you by the Murius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors. It's Phil McCoy and John Everson. Stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. The phone 304-263-4343. Colin McLaughlin here alongside me is Jim Klein. And Jim, what were you about to say there?
Man, I didn't realize we were about to go live. I'm watching the cheerleaders right near the backboard throwing each other up into the air, and I'm thinking that's not the kind of three-pointer you want to see on the full timeout.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
Very bad.
As we get back here, 4:36 to go in this third quarter. 35-30. Spring Mills on top of Washington. Spring Mills ball after the made three-pointer by Michaela Settles before the timeout. It's Bolduc crossing midcourt. Dribbles to the right wing, gets a pick by Hawkins, and her pass intended for Dandridge, stolen by Adams as she steps out of bounds in front of Spring Mills bench. The ball goes back into the possession of Spring Mills. Both teams not backing down from one another. It's Dandridge with the ball guarded by Adams. Passes to Hawkins at the left elbow, back to Dandridge, kicks it out for Edsel. Edsel drives the left side, puts up a shot, banks off the mark, no good, rebounded by Washington's Asafo Mensah. Adams decides not to shoot the two, no look pass to Skinner, left block shot is good. Carmen Skinner now has 6 points, back to a one-possession game at 35-32 Spring Mills.
Adams just having a really good game. Great pass, and Skinner with the finish.
It's Faith Bush with the ball for Spring Mills at the top of the key. She chest passes it for Bolduc, who drives the right side. Driving in with her was Edsel, but they both decided to just keep it out. Hawkins to Bolduc.
Hawkins needs to show triple threat. She needs to make the defense believe she is a scoring threat. She doesn't even look at the basket.
Hawkins and Dandridge and Bolduc all passing between one another. Spin move, Dandridge, shot off the mark, no good, rebounded by Adams. 2v2 back the other way. Adams. Euro step shot is good, but a travel will be called first. 3:17 to go. And I thought that was a clean Euro step, Jim. I don't know about you.
She had control of the ball when she came to a full stop. I don't have a problem with it. Tell me, where was her pivot foot? Both feet were stationary. She just stepped off the wrong foot. It looked awkward, and I think that was just a guess.
The turnover gives it to Spring Mills. Griffin, right elbow, drives in the paint. And she travels. The shot was good, but it doesn't count. It'll remain 35-32. Washington gets the ball back. Might have been a makeup call, might not have been. Nonetheless, it's a 3-point game. Rivera in the right corner finds Skinner. Skinner all the way to Settles. We're tied at 35. Michaela Settles, 3 3-pointers tonight. She has 9 points now. 2:45 to go in this third quarter. The regional championship game intensifying as we go along. It's Dandridge to Bush. Kicks it out for Bolduc. Bolduc at the top of the key, guarded by Rivera. Gets a pick by Griffin. Pass stolen by Washington. Back the other way is Settles. She fakes a pass, and her shot was deflected by Bolduc out of bounds. It's Washington ball with 2:21 to go. An inbound opportunity for Washington underneath its basket. Timeout called by Spring Mills. There'll be a full timeout called. We'll take a 30-second commercial break. This is West Virginia High School girls basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
Welcome you back to the Cardinal Coliseum. 35-35 between Spring Mills and Washington in this regional championship, where it's winner getting to go to Charleston. Colin McLaughlin here alongside me is Jim Klein. And Jim, this one a little bit shocking compared to the two previous meetings this season.
Yeah, I'm surprised at the 10 fouls in the first half by Spring Mills. I think that Washington's done exactly what they needed to do to be in the position that they're in. We talked about defense. We talked about not being one-dimensional. Adams has come in. Asafa Mensah's doing what she needs to do both on the glass and scoring.
She's with the ball now and passes it to Skinner. Back down low for Asafa Mensah. Powers her way on the right side. It's good off the glass. Asafa Mensah gives Washington the 37-35 lead. It's the second lead of the evening for the Lady Patriots. Dandridge airballs her floater. Rebounded by Adams. Adams back the other way for the Patriots. Nobody going to guard her. She pulls up from the right elbow. Off the mark. Rebounded by Asafa Mensah. And she passes it over the head of Skinner out of bounds. Spring Mills gets the ball.
Yeah, good idea. It's a good idea. Just everybody just needs to calm down. Actually, I would have liked to see her put it back up. She's dominated on the low post.
Score update, 37-13, Jefferson on top of Hedgesville in the other regional. Shepherd got a win as well tonight, 76-53 over Bloomsburg. You'll get more scoring updates in the post-game show with Nick Verzolini. Domer Euro steps and will step out of bounds as her initial shot was deflected, so Washington gets the ball back. 1:39 to go in this third quarter. Lexi Adams running the point guard spot for Washington. Patriots trying to beat Spring Mills for the first time this season, and the 9-game Cardinal win streak against the Patriots, and sending Washington to states for the first time in school history with the win. Turnover, Dandridge brings it back the other way for Spring Mills. She drives in from the left side, puts up a floater in the paint. We're tied at 37. Kyla Dandridge enters the score column for the first time in this second half. She has 8 points now on the evening. Settles, pump fakes, passes it out for Adams. Adams bounce passes down low for Skinner. Skinner guarded by Emily Cole. She'll drive the baseline, finds Asafa Mensah in the paint. She pump fakes. No foul called. Her shot no good. Back to Skinner. Back to Asafa Mensah off the shot that she gets the rebound off of from Skinner's missed shot. Her left block shot misses, but a foul called with 48.1 seconds to go. That sends Alexa Asafa Mensah to the free throw line for Washington.
Yeah, Cole wanted to charge on the low block, didn't get it. Came back with a little bit of frustration.
37 all. So Asafa Mensah misses the first free throw attempt this round. She is now 2 of 5 for the evening from the charity stripe.
I like that. Take your time, concentrate.
Sappho Mintz, the second free throw up, off the front of the rim, no good, rebounded by Bolduc.
Yeah, Washington help her out there. No one's crashing the boards.
Bolduc waiting for her team to get motion, and she picks up her dribble, finds Edsel in the left wing. Edsel dribbles her way to the top of the key. 30 seconds to go. It's Emily Cole passing it to Bolduc. Bolduc at the right wing, gives it to Cole in the right corner. Three-pointer off the mark, touches the backboard, no good, rebounded by Settles.
Oh, that's
a double dribble.
That's a double dribble, man.
Clear as day from up here, no call.
Yeah.
Rivera at the three-point line, drives in the left side, bounce passes to Skinner. 10 seconds to go. She finds Settles. Settles drives to the right elbow, gives it to Skinner. Skinner to Rivera for three at the buzzer. Off the rim, no good. We'll be tied at 37 when we get to the fourth quarter. Winner take all in this regional championship. You don't want to miss this fourth quarter after this 1 minute break. This is West Virginia High School girls basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies. From small beginnings and over a century later, we maintain our dedication to our policyholders to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. Protecting everything from your home to your business has never been easier. Our team is here to ensure that you, your family, and your assets are taken care of. We enjoy giving back and doing our part to keep Martinsburg a great place to be.
Welcome back to the Cardinal Coliseum. Your fourth quarter presented to you on TV 10 by Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations. Robert Fields and Sons, a family-owned, full-service funeral home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson. Proudly serving the area since 1880. And Ollie's VIP Northside, the best local spot to catch sports or hang out with friends. Stop by 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. Ollie's VIP will see you for the game. Rivera, fadeaway shot, no good. Rebounded by Spring Mills.
Washington switches the offense. Adams moves back to the 2. Rivera comes in at the 1 and kind of forces that out of position.
Dandridge to Domer. She pump fakes, dribbles off Adams' foot. Stolen by Washington. 37-37 in this regional championship. Washington trying to make the state tournament for the first time in school program history with a win today. Adams. Hard layup off the front of the rim, no good as she falls to the floor, no call. Bolduc back the other way, right side layup's good. Olivia Bolduc now with 21 total points, gives Spring Mills the lead at 39-37. Rivera with the ball for Washington. Drives the right side, kicks it out for Adams in the corner. Adams drives in, bounce pass, finds Skinner, and it's rejected by Domer. A foul called from my vantage point. It looked like all ball. Referees have otherwise. And it'll be Carmen Skinner to shoot 2.
Well, a 12-team fouls to 5.
That's Domer's 4th now. And yeah, it has been very lopsided when it comes to fouls as Skinner makes her first attempt here from the free throw line. She has 7 points, makes it 39-38. And as you just heard Jim say, 12 fouls in total called against Spring Mills tonight, 5 against Washington.
Yeah, Domer didn't really have much of a chance to get involved in the offense. It's just she spent so much time on the bench. It's hard to to get started.
So we get ready for the second free throw attempt by Skinner to tie things up. 6:55 to go in this fourth quarter, and she misses it. The ball goes right back to her, though. Rivera pump fakes in the right corner, pulls up this time. It's good! Rivera gives Washington the lead. 41-39, and that's Rivera's first points of the game. It was the most beautiful three-pointer, but it doesn't matter. It went in. Bolduc gives a little nudge to Rivera. Pump fakes, almost walk, no call. Bush with the ball now. Passes it to Bolduc. She stands on the far side of the court, gives it to Dandridge. Dandridge spins around, drives the right baseline, pulls up the jumper off the side of the rim, no good, rebounded by Skinner. Skinner gets it to Adams. 6 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. Washington up by 2. Ball tipped. Adams recovers. Pump fake, travel called. She dragged her pivot foot just barely. She's not happy with it. But very rarely tonight, I think the referees got that one correct. Overall, you got to play it how it is. It's Bolduc with the ball now. Can't be too critical tonight. For the most part, it's been a pretty clean game.
And Adams has played fantastic defense.
Dandridge, floater, no good, rebounded by Skinner. Skinner hands it to Rivera. She lobs it underhand-wise to Adams, and it's stolen by Bush, and she will have it stolen by Saunders. Rivera, three-pointer. The bank is open tonight in Spring Mills High School. Another three-pointer by Mary Rivera makes it 44-39, the largest lead of the evening for Washington. And an offensive foul called against Bolduc. She pushes Rivera to the ground, and that is Bolduc's third foul, team third of this half. Washington faithful, getting behind the Lady Patriots, realizing that the opportunity to make it to Charleston for the first time in program history is getting more likely every second that goes off this clock. Saunders has the ball stolen by Edsel, but Edsel pushes it out of bounds into Washington's bench, so it will go back to Patriot possession, and a timeout is going to be called by Washington's head coach, Jason Smith. We'll take a 30-second break. This is West Virginia High School girls basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including Trivia Night Monday, Karaoke Tuesday, Steak Night Wednesday and Sunday, Thursday night Boneless Wing Night, and on Friday and Saturday nights, there'll be a DJ and or karaoke. And remember, Monday through Friday, happy hour, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Welcome back to Spring Mills High School. We're at the Cardinal Coliseum for this Quad A Region 2 final, where it's Washington on top of Spring Mills now, 44-39. Patriots seeking their first state tournament appearance with a win tonight. It's Skinner with the ball for them at the left block. Spin around. Off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Domer for Spring Mills, who gets it to Dandridge. Dandridge on the near side, breaks midcourt. She's going to keep it herself. Euro step. Rejected by Skinner. Foul called. She's going to go to the line to shoot two with 4:49 to go. And that is Skinner's second foul. Team sixth, but only first in this second half. And it's Kyla Dandridge shooting free throws tonight for the first time. She has 8 points. Misses it off the front of the rim the first time around. The score remains 44-39.
Dandridge just seems so frustrated on the offensive, the whole offensive end. She really needs to look for something positive to contribute and then focus on the scoring.
Second free throw, hits the rim a couple times before falling through. It's 44-40 now. Spring Mills able to set the full court press. Adams gets it to Rivera, who breaks the press at midcourt, and a travel called against her. And she's not happy with that call. Ball for Spring Mills now with the inbound in front of Washington's bench. 4:39 to go in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, could have been a little bit of body there, but she puts herself in a situation where she's giving up her dribble at 28 feet.
Bolduc guarded closely by Rivera. Passes to Edsel, and a whistle blows. It's an offensive foul here on the near side.
Domer's done.
And that's Ashaya Domer's fifth foul. So she is now out of this game, finishing tonight with 4 total points. And coming in for us, Taylor McIntyre.
It's a foul away from the ball where she just wasn't aware of where she was on the court, and it wasn't an intentional type situation. She just ran into somebody.
Mary Rivera, guarded by McIntyre. In the middle of the court, bounce passes to Adams. Adams drives the right side, finds Usafa-Mensah in the paint. It's stripped by Boduk. Boduk has it for McIntyre. McIntyre kicks it out to Dandridge at the right wing. 4 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. Dandridge drives the paint, triple teamed, and another foul against Skinner. And it'll be free throws again for the Spring Mills Cardinals. Kyla Dandridge. That's Skinner's third. Team second of the half, both by her in this fourth quarter.
I'd like to see someone mirror Dandridge's attack to the rim at three-point to give her an outlet to be able to kick to.
Dandridge makes the free throw. She now has 10 points, 44-41. Now it's a one-possession game. Washington on top by 3.
Dandridge is 1-on-3. If Skinner just gets her feet set, she takes the charge. Somebody just got to be a step quicker to get to that spot.
Dandridge's second free throw is through as well. She now has 11 points, makes it 44-42. Washington with a 2-point lead in the ball. It's Lexi Adams getting a pick from Usafa-Mensah. She dribbles her way to the right corner, and it's a stolen pass by Hawkins.
Yeah, Adams expected Skinner to come the whole way through the lane, and she stopped.
Dandridge, layup right side, no good. Another foul called at the right block. For the third straight possession, Kyla Dandridge will shoot free throws. We mentioned earlier that foul differential in the favor of Washington, and it's now been 3 straight fouls called against the Patriots. And a full timeout will be called. Let's take a 30-second break. This is West Virginia High School girls basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Hi, my name's Corey, and I'm here at Orsini's in beautiful Martinsburg, West Virginia. We no longer specialize in only appliances. We have kitchen design, countertops, cabinets, flooring, and even a new 1,200 square foot sleep studio with brands such as Stearns & Foster, Sealy, and Tempur-Pedic. 304-267-7251, 360 Hack Wilson Way in Martinsburg. We price match the big box stores, and we give back to our local community.
Orsini's.com. Welcome you back here to Spring Mills High School for this Region 2 championship. Colin McLaughlin here alongside me is Jim Klein. For the timeout there, that foul called against Washington's Alexa Usafa-Mensah. That's her first, team third, to send Dandridge to the line to shoot 2 when both teams make it back out onto the court.
You could argue in the last 3 possessions that Dandridge has driven to the basket. All 3 situations resulted in almost a bailout because of the position that she was in.
2-point game, 2 free throws for Dandridge now. Takes her time, the first one up, and good. Kylie Dandridge has now made 4 straight from the free throw line. She's 4 of 5 tonight, all coming in this fourth quarter. 44-43, Dandridge with an opportunity to tie things back up. And she does. 13 points now for Dandridge, 3:48 to go. We're tied up at 44 in this regional championship. Saunders bounce past Usafa-Mensah. Her shot, air balls, rebounded by Dandridge. Back the other way now for the Cardinals on the far side of the court. Dandridge takes it herself, spin moves. Shot no good, gets her own rebound, powers her way to the left block. Boduk wide open 3, off the mark, front of the rim, no good. McIntyre tries to save it from going out of bounds, unable to do so. Washington ball.
Well, we saw that from Boduk in the first half. It seems like when she's super wide open with no one in her face, those are the shots that she's missed, whereas she and Rivera are both calm, cool, and collected with a hand in her face.
Settles, breaks midcourt on the far side, spins around, picks up her dribble, passes it to Lexi Adams. 3:10 to go in regulation. Winner goes to the state tournament next week. It Settles with the ball for Washington. Dribbles to the right wing, passes it for Adams, who dribbles her way to the top of the key. Under 3 minutes to go now. Skinner back to Adams. Adams spins, has her pocket picked. It's rolling off her leg. Able to get there before it hits midcourt, and she'll pass it to Rivera. Rivera guarded by McIntyre. Top of the key, hands it to Adams. Adams, a little bit of a bump, no call, loses possession, stolen by Dandridge, back the other way for Spring Mills. Dandridge, left side, layup, no good, offensive foul. That is Dandridge's first foul, team fourth. It'll be Washington ball to inbound, but Spring Mills able to set a full court press. 2:30 to go. It is 44 apiece between Washington and Spring Mills. Washington, with a win, would make it to states for the first time in program history. Spring Mills, it'd be the fourth time. Adams, almost with the backcourt violation, able to keep it alive. 2:15 to go. Adams guarded by Edsel. Adams dribbles with her left hand, drives in on the left side, layup, no good. It's blocked by Ella Hawkins, out of bounds. It'll stay Washington ball with 2:06 to go in this fourth quarter. Settles to inbound for Washington. Can't find anybody. Eventually gets it to Skinner right in front of her. Skinner passes to Rivera, who bobbles it, able to recover. She dribbles in on the left side, drives the paint. Shot no good, but a foul called with 2 minutes exactly to go. Looks like it'll be on the floor. It'll be the 6th team foul against Spring Mills and the 2nd against McIntyre. Three-pointer Rivera off the back of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Boduk. Boduk breaks through 3 defenders, back the other way. Spring Mills has numbers. Boduk slows things down, this time drives in, puts up a floater, it's good. Boduk gives Spring Mills the lead. She has 23 points, 1:44 to go. 30-second timeout called by Spring Mills. Let's take a 30-second break with them, then we'll be back. This is West Virginia High School girls basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
If you or someone you know suffers from the disease of addiction, help is available from the Berkeley County Quick Response Team, with peer recovery coaches and support promptly to the homes of those who've recently experienced an overdose. This collective effort towards recovery brings resources and services to the community, including naloxone and treatment options. Call 304-267-1313 or visit the Berkeley County Recovery Resource Center, 400 West Stevens Street, Martinsburg. The Berkeley County Quick Response Team is funded through a DHHR grant with the Berkeley Morgan County Health Department.
Spring Mills High School. Spring Mills 46, Washington 44 in this regional championship. 1:44 to go in regulation. It's Washington ball. Underneath the basket for an inbounds. The inbound to Safamensa, gives it to Rivera. Rivera has a wide open time in the middle. Her layup is good. Rivera ties things back up with 1:36 to go. We're knotted up at 46 apiece. Dandridge slowly bringing it across midcourt for the Cardinals. Dandridge taking her time. 1:19 to go in this fourth quarter. She's going to hold the ball as long as she can. There's no shot clock in the state of West Virginia, so they could hold it out for the last shot of the game if they wanted to. 1:05 to go. Adams just standing there. It looks like Washington might just let him wait it out. We're tied at 46.
I do not agree with this strategy at all.
Both teams have 2 timeouts remaining, so they could use them to set up a play. Gosk and Smith playing chess right now, coaching-wise. 44 seconds to go. It's Dandridge just at midcourt dribbling the ball. So far, it's been 1 minute of absolutely nothing. Both teams led by freshmen. All the pressure in the world. Fans on their feet. 25 seconds to go here at the Cardinal Coliseum. Get ready, folks. This ending might about to get wild. Dandridge, 15 seconds. We're being on our feet. Slowly breaks her way through. 9 seconds to go. Dandridge drives in, spins around, loses possession, stolen by Rivera. 4 seconds, and she's fouled with 3 seconds to go at midcourt. Mary Rivera will shoot 1-1 with the ball game tied at 46. That is the 4th foul against Olivia Bolduc. If Rivera can make these free throws, she puts Washington in a great position to make it to the state tournament for the first time in program history. All the pressure in this Cardinal Coliseum on the shoulders of this freshman. But first, a timeout called by Spring Mills. They'll have one left. We're going to keep it here, though, because you don't want to miss this ending. 46 apiece. Mary Rivera, the freshman from Washington, who had no points in the first half, 8 points in the second half, averaging 12.1 points per game, has the opportunity right now with 3 seconds left to possibly give Washington a trip to Charleston. What a game it's been. Spring Mills started the game with a 13-1 lead. First quarter ended, it was 15-9 Spring Mills. Halftime, Spring Mills led 28-26. The third quarter, Washington able to rally back, knot things up at 37, and here we are.
And who was the first person for Washington on the court shooting in the warm-ups, and what was she shooting?
Rivera.
Rivera was shooting free throws to start the warm-ups. She was the first Washington player on the floor.
Let's make it noted, in the first half, she was 0 for 2 from the charity stripe. Everybody for Spring Mills in position for these free throws. It's a 1-and-1, so if she misses it, it's a live ball. The first free throw for Mary Rivera and the Washington Patriots is up. Around the rim, no good. Hawkins, rebound. We're headed to overtime. 46-46. It looked like we had an intentional foul first. The whistle blown. Let's see what happens. We're going to hold things off before we say it's overtime because one official is saying that there was an intentional foul, and they're just coming back to this side. So we're headed to overtime at 46 apiece. I thought there was a foul. Looks like there's not. We're going to take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School girls basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Are you considering selling your home and don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Phone Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams at 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
WVU Medicine is pleased to introduce 7 new providers who've joined our medical staffs at Berkeley Medical Center, Jefferson Medical Center, and University Healthcare Physicians. Dr. Tiffany Morton, Endocrinology. Dr. Zangeethan Parampanathan, Family Medicine. Dr. Heymanth Pillai, Hospitalist. Dr. Lauren Rover, Pediatrics. Dr. Ahmed Samor, Hospitalist. Doctor of Nursing Practice, Kelly Shothius, Urgent Care. And Dr. Levi Stevens, ENT. WVU Medicine, growing to meet the needs of our community.
Welcome back. It's overtime, folks. 46 apiece between Spring Mills and Washington in this Quad A Region 2 final with a trip to the state tournament on the line in Charleston next week. Skinner and Hawkins to do the jump ball for this overtime. 4 minutes on the clock is the rules for overtime. And some confusion here during this jump ball as everybody in position now. What's the confusion about?
They've called for the jump ball and set the players, and they keep moving.
The jump ball won by Spring Mills. Edsel gets it to Bolduc. Bolduc finds Dandridge. He's double teamed, and a foul called from behind. The referee at the 3-point line calls it, and that'll send Dandridge back to the free throw line to shoot 2. She has been very familiar from that stripe tonight.
And that's why I wasn't particularly fond of the position where Dandridge was going to stand and then take that final shot, because in each of these situations she's gotten bailed out. She wasn't in a good position to shoot.
She makes the first. She now has 14 points and gives Spring Mills a 47-46 lead. That foul was called against Lexi Adams, her third, team fourth. All the fouls from the second half carry over into overtime. Dandridge, second free throw, this time around up, and no good. It's only a 1-point game. Asafo Mensah gets the rebound. Adams picks up her dribble, bounce passes it to Rivera, and runs towards her at the top of the key. She's dribbling now, gets a pick from Skinner, three-pointer, off the mark, rebounded by Edsel for Spring Mills, who hands it to Dandridge. 3:30 to go in this first overtime. It's Dandridge, spin around, shot up, and good. Dandridge with 16 points now, putting Spring Mills on her back with a 3-point lead. Rivera, it's a pick. Bounce passes to Adams. She drives the right baseline. Her layup is good.
High off the glass where no one could block it. Great shot by Adams.
Back to a 1-point game. Spring Mills leads 49-48. Adams, 9 total points now on the evening. It's Bolduc, guarded by Rivera. The two freshmen duke it out. McIntyre, 3, it's good! Taylor McIntyre enters with 4 points now in total. She averages 2.5, 52-48, Spring Mills. Rivera, pump fake, finds Asafo Mensah to Skinner, she's double teamed, kicks it out to Saunders, pump fakes, drives in the paint, puts up a floater, it's no good. She gets her own rebound, tied up between her and Hawkins. Possession arrow keeps it with Washington. 2:28 to go in this overtime period, number 1. It's a 4-point lead for Spring Mills.
This is perhaps one of the most important defensive stands of the game.
Bounce pass into Rivera. Left corner 3, way off the mark, off the top of the backboard. No good. And it's Spring Mills ball. For those of you just tuning in, we're tied at 46 apiece. And it was free throws with 3 seconds left for Mary Rivera. She missed the 1-and-1, and that's why we're in overtime. Dandridge with the ball for Spring Mills. 4-point lead for the Cardinals. To McIntyre, she pump fakes, drives in. Bolduc, wide open 3. Off the back of the rim and then backboard. It falls down, rebounded by Skinner. Skinner passes it right to Spring Mills. Hawkins, turnover, no good. Shot. Ball on the floor. Hawkins falls on it. And we'll have whistle blowing with 1:54 to go. Let's wait to see if it's a jump ball. It is. Possession in favor of Spring Mills. So the Cardinals will have an inbound underneath their basket. And a full timeout called by George Gosk for Spring Mills. Let's take a 30-second break, and then we'll be right back in this overtime. This is West Virginia High School Girls Basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Life can get in the way these days. We all know that. Work commitments, social commitments, volunteer commitments, family commitments. You put your heart into all of it. You've got enough to worry about already. Your roof shouldn't be one of those things. Everything should just work. But when your roof is in need of an upgrade, you shouldn't have to worry about that either. Modern Renovations, your 4-state roofing solution. Reminding you that home is where the heart really is.
Welcome back here to the Cardinal Coliseum, an all-time classic between these two. It's 52-48, Spring Mills in the lead right now over Washington.
Yeah, and if you're not here at Spring Mills or watching on TV 10, you are missing the most exciting action in the Eastern Panhandle today. There is nothing more exciting than overtime in women's basketball.
For a trip to the state tournament on the line as well. Jim Klein with me. This is Colin McLaughlin. Huge shout out to our crew tonight. Mavry Newport, John Alderton, Spencer Dupuy, and Nick Verzolini back at the studio putting in some hard work, making sure that you get to watch this game on TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. It's McIntyre passing to Bolduc. Bolduc back to McIntyre. McIntyre guarded by Skinner, and she'll be fouled by Skinner. That's Skinner's fourth now, and that kind of looks like a
she wanted the foul.
I'm looking for.
It was like shack attack there. She was trying
Presumed
to. Yeah.
Foul by the referee because there wasn't much contact, but
well, I almost wondered if they were trying to get to a situation where they're 1-1, forced free throws.
Yeah, 5 fouls in total against Washington, so 2 away from the bonus. It's Dandridge with the ball, guarded by Adams. He'll dribble her way to the left corner, back out to McIntyre at midcourt. Minute 26 to go. No shot clock, so Spring Mills can just hold on to the ball as long as they want with this 4-point lead. It's Bolduc driving in, puts up a floater and a charge against Bolduc, and she's out of the game. That is Olivia Bolduc's 5th foul. At least that's what I have. That's what the scoreboard has. So Bolduc's night is done now. She finishes with 23 points. Your leading scorer now has to take a seat on the bench. Minute 17 to go. And that is...
They're going to wait. They're going to wait and play the time game.
That is huge right now for this Spring Mills team. Bolduc, the freshman, night is done as she realizes it. Hawkins will check in for her. Mary Rivera back into the game for Washington, trailed by 4. But when your point guard is now out, who's going to step up? Yeah, Spring Mills.
And it looks like Spring Mills is still showing man-to-man. I'm surprised that we're not going to see some kind of a zone.
Adams lets the ball roll, picks it up now right at midcourt. She's going to drive in, bounce pass it to Skinner. Skinner out for Saunders. Saunders pump fake 3 off the front of the rim and then rolls back. No good. Rebounded by Griffin. Griffin slowly brings her way across midcourt, picks up her dribble, gets it to Dandridge. Under a minute to go now in this overtime. And a foul against Saunders. That is her first. Team 6th. So 1 more foul before the bonus. To save time with 57 seconds to go. Washington has to do so immediately. The ball to McIntyre, guarded closely by Rivera. She passes it over to Hawkins for Dandridge. That's the one that you don't want to foul, but Rivera has to do so. That's her third, 50.4 seconds to go, and it's a 1-and-1 opportunity now for Spring Mills. Washington wants to go over to the bench to try and get some talking to from Jason Smith, but they need some players down low, trying to waste some time. Only have 2 down there for this 1-and-1 from Dandridge, who has 16 total points tonight. Shot no good, rebounded by Sophomore Mensah. Gets it to Rivera, 45 seconds to go. Rivera, pump fake, down low for Skinner. Shot, no good, rebounded by Edsel. She ties up between her and Skinner. Possession arrow, gives it back to Washington with 38.6 seconds to go. It's 52-48, Spring Mills on top. Washington needs a comeback here to make it to the state tournament for the first time in program history. 3-pointer from Adams. It's good. Adams makes it a 1-point game. The ball inbounded to Griffin. Finds McIntyre, 25 seconds to go. Everybody yelling for her to foul, and let's see if they call the foul or give the timeout to head coach of Spring Mills, George Gost, first. Looks like they call the foul with 24.7 seconds left for the 1-and-1, and it is Taylor McIntyre at the free throw line to shoot them. The foul against Saunders, that's her second, 52-51. Spring Mills on top of Washington. Again, it's 1-and-1, so if she misses, it's a live ball. And she does. Rebounded by Skinner. Gets it to Rivera. 22 seconds to go. Rivera at midcourt. Breaks midcourt. Guarded by McIntyre. Rivera bounce passes it to Adams. 15 seconds to go. And a timeout will be called by Jason Smith for Washington. And we'll keep it here with 13.7 seconds to go in this overtime period. It's 52-51. Spring Mills on top. Let's recap quickly this overtime period. We were tied up at 46 apiece at the end of the fourth quarter. Washington had the opportunity to win, Jim, there in regulation with free throws in the 1-and-1 for Mary Rivera with 3 seconds left. But she just missed.
Well, we've seen the same thing in overtime. Spring Mills has missed their last 2 free throws, which could have iced the game, or at least put us in a one-possession to tie situation at 54-51, not including the back half of the 1-and-1. It could be 56-51 right now.
All Washington needs here is 2 points to take the lead. The inbound on the near side of the court for the Lady Patriots. It's Saunders to inbound. Passes it to Rivera in the right corner. She's going to drive the baseline, finds Skinner. Skinner puts up a shot, airballs it. Griffin with the rebound, 6 seconds to go. Foul called with 5.2 seconds left. And it'll be Maya Griffin going to the other side of the court to shoot the 1-and-1.
Yeah, if I'm Spring Mills, I'd have everybody on the free throw line except for one person back to stop the baseball pass. Anything to slow this down. You're going to give the rebound on the missed free throw.
Foul against Osafo Mensah. Griffin, if she misses it, it's a live ball. She does off the back of the rim, gets her own rebound, ties up, whistle blown, 3.3 seconds left. And Griffin will go back to the free throw line. Wow. She was the only one there for Spring Mills, but it hit off the back of the rim and came back to her. And fouling out now is Carmen Skinner. That's her 5th. She finishes the night with 7 points. It's 52-51 Spring Mills. If Washington gets the rebound, they'd be smart to immediately call a timeout. I believe they have at least 1 left, maybe 2, because of the overtime rules giving them 1 extra. Griffin's free throw. Off the rim, no good. Is it the double bonus? It's not. Shouldn't that be a live ball? Or did they call it a shooting foul? I don't know, but Griffin misses it. Second one is good. 53-51, Adams heaves it to Atobi. Atobi, pass stolen. Spring Mills will head back to the state tournament for the 4th time in school history. Final score, Spring Mills 53, Washington 51. What a crazy ending. Washington, heartbreaker, as they are eliminated now. And for the 4th time, again, Spring Mills back to the state tournament. Everybody can take their breath here in the Cardinal Coliseum. We're going to do so as well with a 2-minute commercial break, and then we'll be back for the Palace Lounge post-game show. Again,
the Honda Civic and the Accord are uniquely stylish in their own way. But you know what they have in common? Reliability and comfort? Sure. Available turbocharged engines? Of course. But also the driver having fun for no reason, except for the thrill of driving a Honda, America's most loved auto brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
2021 American Customer Satisfaction Index ACSI survey of customers rating the performance of their own automobiles.
Before the invitations and the dress, the flowers, cake, candles, or vows, there was an answer to a question proposed with a ring.
Bechtel Jewelers knows that an important part of your wedding happens before the I-dos. We're a diamond store with an engagement and bridal jewelry selection that's both exciting and accessible.
On the big day, there's everything else, and there's the ring. Make sure you get this one right at Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg has a brand new list of daily specials. Monday, stop on in for burger night or enjoy a nice juicy steak every Tuesday and Wednesday. The Palace Lounge also offers freshly steamed shrimp Thursdays and chef specials every Friday and Saturday. Sunday is all-day breakfast and there are drink specials daily too. So come enjoy the Palace Lounge. You can find them on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard.
Carpet World is more than just carpet. Carpet World specializes in a complete selection of hardwood floors by respected names like Armstrong, Bruce, Shaw, and Mohawk, and tile by Dowell Tile, American Oleum, and Mannington for all rooms in your home. And Carpet World can update your bathroom shower with very attractive ceramic tile walls and floor. Financing with up to 12 months deferred interest is available, along with experienced quality installation at Carpet World, 2330 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. CarpetWorldofMartinsburg.com.
Until we're back, 5 seconds now. We welcome you back to Spring Mills High School at the Cardinal Coliseum after the thriller that went into overtime. Spring Mills, for the fourth time in program history, will head back to Charleston for the state tournament, defeating Washington tonight 53-51. Colin McLaughlin here alongside me is Jim Klein. This postgame show brought to you by the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg, with a full lunch and dinner menu, daily specials, and a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page. What a game. Let's now go into your game stats, brought to you by Bechtel Jewelers, West Virginia's largest Pandora retailer on Route 11 south of Inwood, taking care of you like it's nobody's business. We'll start with Washington. They were led scoring-wise by Lexi Adams. She finished with 12 points. Right behind her was Mary Rivera and Alexa Safo-Mensa with 8 points each. Michaela Settles had 9 points. Carmen Skinner had 7 points. Olivia Saunders had 3 points. Kendall Atobi had 2 points. For Spring Mills, the leading scorer for them tonight was Olivia Bolduc. She finished with 23 total points. Kyla Dandridge right behind her with 16 total points. And then Corinne Edsel had 5. Shia Domer and Taylor McIntyre had 4 points each. Those are your game stats, brought to you by Bechtel Jewelers. Let's now go into our awards tonight. As I welcome back in Jim Klein, we're going to start with the rejection of the game, Jim.
Well, at 44-44, Hawkins blocked Lexi Adams with 2:06 to go in the fourth quarter. Now, keep in mind, the final at the end of regulation was 46-46. When you think about every possession counting, that block of the game could have been the difference in a Washington win.
As your rejection of the game, brought to you by Cody's Body Shop at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Family owned, offering superior customer service and great pricing for a job done by experienced certified technicians. Phone them at 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page. Let's now go to the Parsons Ford moment of the game, brought to you by Parsons Ford on 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at ParsonsFordofMartinsburg.com. They became number one by making you number one first.
Well, first off, it's hard to pick just one moment in an exciting and unbelievable game like this. However, if I'm going to pick one moment in the game, I'm going to go to 2 minutes and 46 seconds left in overtime. Taylor McIntyre hits a 3 to give Spring Mills a 52-48 lead. Keep in mind, again, Spring Mills did not score again until 3 seconds left in the game. That 52-48 held Taylor McIntyre with the 3, 2:46 to go.
Alrighty, there you go. That's your Parsons Ford moment of the game. And now, your WVU Medicine player of the game, brought to you by WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere.
Well, statistically, she led all players with points and perhaps fouls. Bolduc with 23 points is your player of the game. She fouled out late in overtime, but still was able to hold on thanks to her earlier performance.
Alrighty, there you go. That's your awards tonight. Spring Mills with the win, 53-51 over the Washington Patriots. We'll head to Charleston next week for the state tournament. Washington's season ends 16-7 overall. The best season that they've had. Their first regional tournament appearance, unfortunately for them, ends in heartbreak. But with the team that they have, I don't think that they're going to be not making it back anytime soon.
Absolutely.
I would not be surprised if we see this team back next year. They have a lot of talent, especially in Mary Rivera, who's a freshman.
Yeah, they have 4 seniors on the team. I feel terrible for their seniors in the starting line. I'm not just on the team, but the fact is that they still have some youth. They need to rebuild. This is one of those things they need to put back. I remember in the mid-'90s, a kid by the name of Christian Leitner missed a free throw that would have won a game at Arizona, came back, and what did he end up doing? Becoming one of the greatest, the shot heard around the world, perhaps one of the greatest players ever for Duke University. Keep in mind, freshman year, missed a free throw at Arizona, cost him the game, comes back and is one of the greatest players of all time. You know, Rivera, a lot to be said about a freshman who misses a free throw, but her future is definitely bright.
And also receiving word to make sure to tune into the Sports Mix tomorrow on Talk Radio WRNR. That's 106.5 FM, 740 AM. And we will have George Gosk, the head coach of this Lady Spring Mills Cardinals team, at 12:15 to talk to him about tonight's victory over Washington, getting the 4th state tournament appearance now under him in his 7 years of coaching for the Cardinals. Trying to stick around here and allow you to see on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube the cutting down of the net for Spring Mills. It'll be fun watching them play in Charleston. Unfortunately, we will not be able to broadcast those games. The SSAC has a different contract with another broadcasting company. So we wait here and wrap things up. Big shout out here to Mark Salfia, who allows us to broadcast here at Spring Mills. Huge shout out to both teams' head coaches, George Gosk and Jason Smith, for giving us stats and starters as well as great interviews before the game. Huge shout out to our crew tonight, in our intern Avery Newport, John Alderton running a camera as well, Spencer Dupuis, your executive producer, Nick Rosalini back at the studio. You'll hear from him for the post-game show after this, where he'll have some scores for you. The other game between Jefferson and Hedgesville should be over by now. Hopefully you'll have that final score, as well as Shepherd's final score from women's basketball tonight as they took on Bloomsburg, some other college basketball scores, and more as we get ready for the final cuttings here, as the assistant coaches will go first to get their pieces of the net, and then George Gosk, who's currently holding the ladder for his coaching staff. Great game tonight that went all the way into overtime. If you missed it, it'll be replayed right after this on TV 10, or you can always go and watch it on our YouTube. All of the games that we broadcast are archived there for your enjoyment at any time, any day. That is WRNR TV on YouTube and TV 10 on Comcast. The last assistant coach will cut his piece, and then George Gosk will cut down the final portion of the net.
No, he is not.
No, his daughter gets to go move. Stealing the show. All right, Spencer, you want to come on? You're complaining now about a lack of airtime, so here you go.
I was just saying, I went to go talk to Coach Gost to, one, congratulate him on the victory, and two, ask him to come on the show tomorrow, because it's a lot easier to do in person than it is when you're texting, because after the game, he's obviously going to be celebrating after he's gone out of here and do,
Hopefully he doesn't hurt himself there. And he has to make it across the next week.
Gosk said, I said, we talked to you when you guys were when you had your first game, right before your first game, I talked to you down at South Carolina, after they'd already played, I think, 4 or 5 ball games. They hadn't won a game yet. And just the difference of that team to now, and he just said it's crazy how things can change. The beginning of the season to where they are now.
That is true. So thank you for that tidbit. We'll hear from Coach Gosk some more tomorrow on the Sports Mix. But now we got to wrap things up here because there's not much time left before the replay starts on TV 10. So we got to give Nick plenty of time for the And One post-game scoreboard show. This is Colin McLaughlin signing off from the Cardinal Coliseum for the last time this year for high school girls basketball. Final score, Spring Mills 53, Washington 51. Until Friday, have a good night, everyone.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is Prevent, Promote, Protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
WVU Medicine is pleased to introduce 7 new providers who've joined our medical staffs at Berkeley Medical Center, Jefferson Medical Center, and University Healthcare Physicians. Dr. Tiffany Morton, Endocrinology. Dr. Zangeethan Parampanathan, Family Medicine. Dr. Heymanth Pillai, Hospitalist. Dr. Lauren Rover, Pediatrics. Dr. Ahmed Samor, Hospitalist. Doctor of Nursing Practice, Kelly Shothius, Urgent Care. And Dr. Levi Stevens, ENT. WVU Medicine, growing to meet the needs of our community.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk. See dealer for details.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome into the And One Scoreboard Show, brought to you by the Home Helpers Home Care of Martinsburg, serving the tri-state area, giving care the way you want to be cared for. Learn more by calling 304-433-8000. And we will go over some scores from tonight. First, the 2 regional championships games. Jefferson defeats Hedgesville 56-38 tonight, so they're headed to the state tournament in back-to-back seasons, and for the 4th time in school history, Spring Mills is headed to the state tournament, beating Washington in the game you just watched in overtime tonight, 53-51. So, some college basketball scores. The Shepherd women also advancing tonight with a win over Bloomsburg, 76-53, and a big night from Abby Beeman. 32 points for her, 10 assists, and 7 rebounds to lead the Rams. She was a perfect 10 of 10 from the line. Sydney Clayton drops 25. The senior continues her good streak, 12 rebounds for her 12th double-double of the season, and Marlene McLaughlin also in double figures with 11. So the Rams get the upset on the road and could secure now a spot in the NCAA tournament. In Conference USA men's basketball in particular, the Marshall Thundering Herd played its senior night tonight. Tavion Kinsey playing his final game in the Cam Henderson Center, and Marshall coming up short, 86-72. Kinsey scored 24, 6, and had 5 assists in what could be the final game between Marshall and WKU as conference foes, depending on what happens in the Conference USA tournament and if Marshall's allowed to leave the conference. And some other basketball going on in the NBA. The Hornets destroying the Cavaliers right now, 94-77. Former Wizard Montrezl Harrell playing for Charlotte tonight. Orlando leading Indiana 91-76. The Knicks are leading the Philadelphia 76ers right now, 62-55. The Jazz on top of the Rockets, 49-38. Miami and Milwaukee tied up at 53. And the Kings and the Pelicans are tied at 51 in the second quarter. Also tonight in the NBA on ESPN, you can catch the Blazers and the Suns with a 10 p.m. tip-off in that one. Some other men's college basketball scores in the top 25. Alabama's being upset right now by Texas A&M, 85-71, with just about 9:46 to go in that contest. So could see an upset there. Creighton leads UConn 12-8 early in the first half. Later on tonight, some other top 25 games. Auburn will take on Mississippi State, and LSU will take on number 14, Arkansas. In women's college basketball, and we'll wrap things up in the top 25. Oklahoma leading Oklahoma State right now. Number 19, Oklahoma, 56-54. And number 9, Texas leading Kansas, or trailing Kansas, 27-25. So that does it for the N1 Scoreboard Show. We will have more high school basketball action tomorrow as the Martinsburg Bulldogs will return to the court to take on the Hedgesville Eagles in that sectional championship. That one gets going at 7 p.m. Tip-off of a 6:30 pregame. That does it for us. I'm Nick Verzolini saying so long, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Basketball. Today's game has been brought to you by
the Berkeley County Health Department, Bechtel Jewelers, Brown's Funeral Homes and Cremations, Hagerstown Ford, The Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, Gary Kelly Allstate Insurance, CMA Honda, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Orsini's Home Store, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Smallwood and Small Insurance, and WVU Medicine, Berkeley Medical Center, and Jefferson Medical Center.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and NBA basketball, keep it tuned to Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. All rights reserved.